weirdo out of all of them. Oh, you can barely see the bottom of that. Oh, well. Sorry, there was a sentence there, but anyway. So you need evidence. If we're going to say Jesus is the exception to all these guys and some girls, we need evidence for that. So the Jewish context. Now, what happened is all of those other savior gods, every national culture had one. So the Greeks had one, the Egyptians had one, the Syrians had one, what was now Turkey, that culture had one, the Thracians did. And they would take their local religion and merge it with this basic model and create a new version of the religion that would be different from all the others, but have those same features that I just mentioned, and some others. So what the Jews appear to have done, there's a sect, a small fringe countercultural sect of the Jews did, is they took this model and did what all the other surrounding cultures did, is basically make a Jewish version of it. So they created a Jewish personal savior. And to do that, they build off of the most fundamental structure of ancient Judaism at the time as a religion, which is all based on atonement sacrifice, basically blood magic that would assuage the anger of God and secure blessings in this life and in the next. And it begins with the story of Isaac, right? Abraham is commanded to sacrifice Isaac, his firstborn son, to assuage the anger of God. And God stops him at the last minute. He's going to do it. He's totally obedient. And God stops him and says, oh, okay, I'll let you substitute an animal. And that actually is, in Jewish lore and legend, the beginning of the Yom Kippur principle, the Yom Kippur ceremony, where you would take a goat as a substitute for people and kill it, and that its atonement would assuage the anger of God and atone for the sins of Israel, the sins being the things that offend God. Now, that was the basic model, but the problem is, of course, that animal blood is less powerful, less magical than human blood, and therefore you have to repeat this every year. So every year at the Jewish temple or equivalent, there was a ceremony where you would have the goats. And I'm going to talk about the ceremony a little more. There's a few more details that are relevant to Christianity, but the basic idea is this: you sacrifice this animal and all the sins of Israel are canceled, but that wears out. The magic only lasts a year. The spell duration is only 1 year. So you have to keep doing it. And this especially became a problem when the temple cult was destroyed by the Romans. Oh no, now how do we get atonement? There's no temple to do the ritual in. And that was a crisis for the rabbinical Judaism. They had to solve it in other ways. Christianity was already on board with solving the problem because they wanted to eliminate the temple even before it was destroyed, because they were an anti-temple sect, like the Qumran sect was, that they thought that the temple cult had become so corrupt that it was actually preventing the end of the world. They wanted the end of the world. They wanted to bring doomsday on. And the reason God wouldn't do it